This is the inspirational savior of wrestling, The Summit. That was memorable. In Los Angeles,
Yes.
the stars of stars. Here comes the pain. That ain't what Sable said. Because you got to be a believer. That's the reason we call him the show off, not the spell off. It wasn't as good as Bo Dallas, Bo Stakeit, Bo Misship, Bo Hayton. Bo up. You can slap tornadoes. I can climb a mountain because I'll be at the top of the summit. You're listening to Wrestling with Attitude on Stitcher, on Spreaker, and on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at WWA Show. Like us on Facebook at Wrestling with Attitude. And go to our website at WrestlingWithAttitude.com. And just believe in Wrestling with Attitude. And welcome back to Wrestling with Attitude.
Don't believe.
Don't believe? Why not, man? What's wrong with believer? He's not on TV right now.
I believe he will be on the Countdown show.
I actually know he is rumored to be on the pre-show kickoff.
That's what I said.
No,
you said the countdown.
You said countdown show.
Whatever. I mean, it's the same thing.
No,
it's the same difference.
Countdown
Well,
is-
you knew what I meant.
I
okay?
thought you meant like he was going to be on the panel.
Oh.
That's what I thought you meant.
I thought he meant like the countdown
I
show.
wish he would be. He'd be like, who do you pick for the Cena Lesnar? I believe it'll be Lesnar.
The ratings would go through the roof.
Well,
Oh,
Renee,
yeah.
I just want to tell you, have a good day and just believe.
Hey,
Sounds like he's crying
you need
every
to get that
time.
believe
You need-
music in your promo.
You need to work on that.
No.
You see, I have the believe music in mine. You need to get in yours.
No.
As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that to everybody's.
No.
It's
Put
fine.
some
You can throw it
believe
in
music.
mine.
All right,
Nah.
all right,
Okay.
good. I was looking for music for yours, but I think I found it now.
Put a believe, throw it on there.
Yeah, why not? We'll mix it in.
I believe I'm the show off.
Yeah, I believe I'm the
Face
champion.
of the company.
I believe I'm the champion. So, whatever.
Not
Where's my belt at,
the
by the way?
face of, I don't know. I'm not the keeper of the belt.
I love how he bought it, but he never gets to hold it.
Yeah, I know.
You got to hold it for 18 days.
I didn't even get to hold it when I was the champ.
Whatever,
you
you had
didn't
it
go
for like
get it.
2 or 3 days. Like, I only had it for 1 day.
You know, I don't want to hear it, sir, Mr. Oh, I win and then I take a vacation. Okay, that's what you did. The day after you win, you weren't here. So I don't want to hear it.
Hey, the authority said I could go.
There's, before we'll get into Raw here in a second. Before we do, there's actually a good event tonight. It's NXT Takeover 2.
Man.
We'll talk about some of the NXT stars that were on Raw this week.
Yeah.
But, dude, I mean, if you guys get a chance, watch it. Because Kenta is supposed to make a debut, Japanese import.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah, and maybe even Kevin Steen. So, I can't wait to see Kevin Steen. So we'll see.
I want to see what they're going to do with him.
Oh, yeah,
If he's
both
going to
of them.
make it big time, man.
I
Hey,
hope so.
Kevin Steen, if you're listening, man, good luck out there. We believe in you. Me and James have seen you in person, and you're pretty good.
Absolutely. No, yeah. Thank
No,
you,
I mean
Moses.
he's phenomenal in the ring. If you guys aren't into indie wrestling and stuff like that, check out Ring of Honor and any of your local wrestling in your area, wherever you're at. You can Google that, and they'll tell you the closest wrestling events near you. But check him out. He was all over the Ring of Honor circuit, and he's really good. Just check him out when you have a chance.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for the words.
Hey,
Thank you for being
same
a believer.
thing.
All right. But, yeah, you can watch NXT TakeOver tonight, too, on WWE Network for $9.99. $9.99. So I'm just saying. You can't.
Good.
Yeah. All right, there's a quick promo. Let's get into Raw. Open up the show, we had Jericho versus Wyatt in the cage match.
Unbelievable.
Somebody actually, I tweeted, finally we have a match to open up Raw instead of 20-minute Triple H segment, which I kind of agree. So, your thoughts on the match? Of course, go
Phenomenal.
ahead. What's your thoughts on the match?
Phenomenal. It was, okay, so the way the match started off was, so Wyatt gets in, Jericho gets in, and, he has his, he has the Harpers on the outside, and they're, so Jericho's doing pretty good work, and I have to give it up for Bray Wyatt. He did a really good job in the cage. He was hitting Jericho. I think he injured Jericho a little bit in there too. And then Jericho got up and he was going to leave. And when he went to go over the cage, he shrugged his shoulders, went, "Why not go back in?" And did a leap right off the top of the cage. That was unbelievable, man.
That's one of two leaps off the cage. We'll talk about the other one later.
But that was, and I think Jericho got seriously injured.
Supposedly he almost broke his toe at one point. What were you going? I was going to say that.
It looked like his knee because he unstrapped his knee. It looked like because where he landed right on his right knee, and he started unstrapping it and everything. So it looked pretty. He might have cracked it or something. I don't know. But
well, he said on his Twitter account that he just jammed his toe.
He just jammed his toe.
Yeah.
Okay, because it looks like it looked like he might have.
Didn't break anything.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he's
right.
fine. He did though. Say he.
But when you
jammed
take
his
a
toe.
chance like that, man, like, that's the one thing about going off the top of the cage. You never know what's going to happen.
So the winner of the match was Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
He actually escaped out before Jericho.
I didn't know if that was supposed to happen because it looked like he was trying to keep Jericho in, and then he falls out.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt falls out. I didn't know how that was supposed to go, but that looked a little iffy, like he was fighting Jericho and he just rolled. He just rolled out of there.
Mike, what do you think of the match, man?
Of the cage?
Cage match.
Not bad, but, I'm actually reading Jim Ross's blog, and I've always agreed with this. Like I don't mind climbing over the top of the cage to win, but I've never understood just walking out of it. Like, why would I pin the guy or go over the top when I can just walk out the front door? You know what I'm saying? That's like climbing out of your window out of a 2-story house or just walk out the front door. Like, what?
Yeah.
Or I call the, just to make it, I've never liked that.
Well,
I like the premise of going over the top. I'm sorry, just one more thing.
Go.
Chris Jericho jumping off, I love that. As many times you see that, it still doesn't get old. It's just a tremendous way to do it.
The one thing I want to add is when we talk about it later, I want us to talk about people trying to get in the cage, which I didn't understand. But we'll talk about it at the end of the show just when we get there.
Well, the thing I never understood was, because when they first started doing cage matches a long time ago, they actually had a lock on the cage door, or like a, well, not really a latch that, closed it, so only a referee could open it. So, I don't understand why they don't do that anymore. Because, again, you shouldn't be able to just walk out of the cage. I never understood the point of pinning or submission in the cage either. Because when the cage first started, it was escaping the cage was the way you won. Why would I pin you in the ring or do a submission? It's not a regular match. That's what I don't get. That those rules should not apply.
What, the pinfall?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason I think they do it is because all the injuries when people going over the top and the Mick Foley effect.
The Mick Foley effect. Okay.
Where they don't want somebody to lose a tooth or seriously get injured going over the top. Or I agree. I like them going over the top instead of out the door or getting pinned.
Yeah, by the way, I did watch that documentary.
What?
The Mick Foley documentary. If you haven't seen the documentaries, go back and watch them. The Beyond the Ring in the network. And I seen that in the Mick Foley thing, that the reason they don't do a lot in the WWE anymore is because of a lot of the matches they did.
Oh, yeah.
They even said, like the one they did, him and The Rock did at Royal Rumble in '98. They said, don't ever do that again. Like when he went off onto the electrical, the box or whatever that like electrocuted. And they're like, you guys kind of went a little overboard. Like, I guess that's why you don't see it anymore. You don't see it because of those crazy matches.
Well, you'll never see somebody fly off a cage again.
Yeah.
Unless you're Steven playing a video game and he flies off, Randy Orton flies off top of the cage. You ain't gonna see it nowhere on TV.
Because he even said, like, after that match where he lost a tooth and he was bleeding and everything, he said Vince McMahon was behind the curtain. He said, "I appreciate everything you do, and that was great, but don't ever do that again." That's what he said. He said, I don't want to see you get injured.
Yeah, I mean, it was big.
And it really shows that these guys take a lot of risks. Even going off, like Jericho going off the cage like that, that was still a big risk taker. You know, he could have got very seriously injured. I mean, James, you were telling me at one point it was illegal to go on the top rope.
WCW.
It was illegal.
Bill Watts would not let you do anything outside the ring or off the turnbuckle back in WCW.
And I guess that's why a lot of people didn't like Mick Foley's style back in the day, because of, he did stuff that a lot of people didn't do.
That was Bischoff that didn't like what Foley did.
Well, yeah, because he did the elbow to the outside.
Yeah. Foley did, though he went to ECW, and then WWE is like, okay, we'll take you. Or
Yeah.
WWF, excuse me. But, the cage match, I thought was good. It was a great cage match. These two in the ring still have good chemistry with each other. Jericho always has good chemistry with most everybody he works with, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jericho reminds me, and don't get mad at me for this, but kind of like, the Cena effect, as you like to call it, with when Cena does a match with you, he can make you look a lot better than you are sometimes. Like with the Ziggler match that he had, Ziggler's great, and Ziggler's better, he can do whatever without Cena, but when you put them two together, you saw Ziggler shine because he never got that moment. He didn't get a lot of those moments without Cena because it really depends on the person you are that you're with.
You have to have chemistry with that other
Yeah,
person.
but we've seen it. We've seen two stars get in the ring that don't have chemistry and they can hit it off really good. But, it doesn't happen much.
No, well, yeah, it's a different story. Then backstage, we had a segment with Triple H, Rollins, and Kane.
Rollins and, oh, gosh.
Yeah, and the corporate. Triple H walked up to them both. He mentioned it's the season premiere of Raw, which means they have to put something on or put on something. Mm-hmm. And Randy Orton walks in, and Hunter said they need that's something nobody will ever forget. Orton said he's in the main event tonight. He wants to do something to Reigns that makes what Seth did to Ambrose look like just another day at Sunday school.
Hey, Mike, it was the season premiere.
Season premiere, man. I was disappointed in the season premiere. But the ratings were up, which is amazing.
Mike, you were questioning it earlier. Why did they
Monday
call
Night
it,
Football.
Why did they call it the season premiere? I don't get it.
Monday Night Football.
It's dumb.
That's the reason. Monday Night Football.
Oh, and I finally got your joke from last week about the dentist, about Kane wanting to be a dentist. I got it.
You finally got it?
Yeah,
Did you go back to find him?
Yeah, he was a dentist. I got it. He played the dentist character. Okay.
All right. So they go, that's great. That's our very own little Steven with his insights from Josh Matthews.
Yeah.
Has Josh called you back yet?
Yeah, me and him are good friends. We went putt-putt this week, so,
Y'all about the same size. So
Yeah, well, hey, man.
Hey, did you see that Justin Roberts stuff when
Yes.
he was on WCW and then he was on Jerry Springer?
Yeah, I didn't know about WCW, but I did see Jerry Springer.
He was on. That's not really him, is it?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Justin Roberts was on.
If you go to our Wrestling Attitude Facebook page.
Yeah, if you look at our Facebook page.
It's actually on
Gilbert.
there. It is actually on there.
He's on there. But the WCW one was we put it on his Twitter page, and Sean Waltman